today gives us hope that our work is making an impact, and it also reminds us that our work is not done. Please help me welcome Teresa Miriam as she shares her story of why she supports Relay for Life.
Good afternoon, Deltona. I hope you guys are pumped up for a really awesome relay. I also hope you are wearing your sunscreen. My name is Teresa, and in 2012, I was diagnosed with stage 2 melanoma. I was shocked. I thought that melanoma was for people that have super fair skin and not someone with an olive complexion like mine. But obviously pathology and science kind of proved my theory wrong. And so began my battle. For the first 4 months, I battled hard, only to find out that there was a spot on my back that was missed. And yes, it was melanoma. So being restaged I began to fight all over again. But I was so thankful for the amazing support that was pouring in. You see, it was only a few months prior to this that my husband wanted to move to Orlando to be closer to work. The only problem, we couldn't sell our house. So we decided to put it on the back burner and wait a year. So having that happened in December and getting a diagnosis in January, I knew that God had other plans for me. He knew there was no other place that I could be than in this amazing city, surrounded by people that love me and that I love. This is one of the greatest places I have ever lived, and a place I will always consider home. When I was asked to be here to represent the survivors, I felt very honored and proud, but I was also humbled by the experience. I know I'm not the only person here today as I look around and see the survivor shirts that have heard the words, "You have cancer." I also know I didn't have the hardest struggle. I know there are people who have fought harder and had longer battles of cancer than I did, and that their diagnosis was much more dire. I also know that there are people that we wish were here, but because of cancer, they are not. So I was a little overwhelmed as to what to say as a new survivor, what I would share with you today. And I decided all I can do is share my story, my feelings, my struggles and victories, and hope that some of it rings true with you as well. I am equally honored and proud that we are all here united to raise money and awareness for all cancers. Recently at church, our pastor gave a message on struggles in life and posed the question, what are you going to do with your struggles to bless someone? He gave us an outline, and on it said A plus B plus C equals D. Now forgive me if you will, as I may not present it the same way he did. Quite frankly, I was so moved and related so much to what he said that I just sat there and cried. But what I took from it was this. A, bad things do happen. God doesn't promise us a life free from struggle. I will never forget sitting in the doctor's office, feeling like my entire world was just turned upside down. My first thought, aside from my kids, was my husband. We all know how the men in our lives want to rescue us and be there for us, and that they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Knowing that my husband had lost his mom to cancer at the tender age of 14, I knew that hearing these words would hit him like a brick wall, and the horrible memories of what cancer took from him and the feelings of devastation would all come flooding back. Well, of course, being the amazing man that he is, he did exactly what I would expect from him and took amazing care of me. And for those that don't know me, or for those that do, hi, my name is Teresa, and I am an awful, awful patient. The biggest whiner, they actually call me Windy Whiner. Which brings me to B. How are you going to respond when these bad things happen? After all the grieving, the anger, the brokenness, and confusion, we must fight. And then C. How are you going to go on? How are you going to let go of B, the anger, the brokenness, to get to D? How are you going to let go of the why me or the why them, so you don't fall into a pit of darkness? And D, how are you going to use your struggle to bless others? Right now, I want you all to stand up and look to your right and look to your left and do the hokey pokey. Just kidding. Sorry, some call me Cotton Candy the Clown, so that's the clown in me. Find a stranger and hug them. Right now, find a stranger, someone you do not know. I'm not asking you to kiss a stranger. Just find a stranger.
Congratulations, you made it.
All right, so you may be wondering why I asked you to kiss. Oh, did I say that? All right, so you may be asking yourselves why I asked you to hug a complete stranger. But it is simply this. Today is about hope, and there is power in that word. We all have obstacles and struggles in life, whether it's cancer or something else. We all have them. It is important that we use our obstacles and struggles to help others get through theirs. As I close, I want to thank my family and my friends, my husband and precious kids for taking care of me during my battle. I don't know how you did it, because I know how awful I was. But you will always be special, and I will always love you for it. And this amazing city, thank you so much. But I can't forget two special ladies. The ladies who brought D and made D a reality for me. You see, for me, I was so busy fighting during my battle that when I truly looked back, I can honestly say that the battle was harder for me after I was done with treatment. I couldn't accept that, I couldn't trust the doctors. I couldn't trust them. After all, if my body was capable of cancer, what else could it do? I felt like I was surrounded by death. At one point, I went to 3 funerals in a matter of months. I felt more out of control than I had since I had first heard the words, "You have cancer." What I didn't realize then was that I was struggling with anxiety and depression, a very real side effect from chemo and cancer. Finally, my husband reached out to 2 amazing women, one who's here and one who couldn't. And they shared their survivor stories, and like mine, they struggled with life after cancer. They said you can't have cancer and not think of your own mortality, and it is okay to have those feelings. You see, when you're fighting, you're busy. Yes, you know what I mean. You're going to the doctor all the time. You're going to the doctor every week. You're getting procedures done. You're getting tests done. You're getting treatment done. You are totally busy fighting. But when it's all said and done and you are left with just time and negative chatter in your head, that alone can cripple you. If you start to feel this way at any time, seek out a survivor friend. Someone who has walked the path before you. Today I am thankful for my friend, my survivor friend Jennifer Flincham, and my friend Allison who couldn't be here. I am so thankful that God placed them in my life. I am so thankful that they truly used their obstacles, their struggles with cancer, with me. They made me feel like I wasn't alone, I wasn't crazy, and I wasn't ungrateful to be alive. One of the hardest things I had to overcome afterwards, one thing I struggled with, what is wrong with me? I've heard the words I'm cancer-free, but I'm living like I'm dying. So that is why I had you all hug someone, because you never know when you're gonna meet someone that A, needs that hug, or B, you are gonna touch with your story. So thank you all for allowing me to share my story with you. I pray for all the broken hearts that are here today, missing their loved ones, who lost their battle with cancer. I pray for strength for each one of us, but most of all, I pray that our struggle will not be in vain, that God will use our struggles to bless someone. Thank you.